Officials with the Minnesota DNR say they will not ban the use of lead in rifle bullets, birdshot, and even in fishing tackle. So we want to hear from you. Should Minnesota ban lead ammo and tackle? You can chime in right now using our mobile app and clicking vote, or head to KARE11.com/vote now to weigh in. Meanwhile, our news partner NPR is reporting that the environmental groups who want this ban are arguing that lead fishing tackle and ammo are a threat to wildlife and human health. The DNR says that there needs to be more studies done on the health and environmental impacts, and that it should be up to lawmakers on whether or not they should be banned or restricted in our state. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency does have an article on their website about the impact of lead ammo and tackle, and they even offer some alternatives, non-toxic tackle that anglers could use. They even shared this really sad image of a dead loon that was found in a northern Minnesota lake with visible lead tackle inside of that loon's stomach. So yeah, a lot of folks chiming in on this. Again, head to KARE11.com/vote now. Meanwhile, here's what some of our Sunrisers are saying. Ken said, well, duck hunters can't use lead shots. It's illegal, and there's no way deer hunters and other hunters shoot enough lead to make a difference. Jonathan thinks officials probably realize that blindly banning lead would devastate the fishing and hunting related industries, aka their primary source of revenue. And then Jerry asked, so the state EPA shuts down a company because of elevated lead levels found in a few of the children of employees, but the state DNR doesn't seem to think lead is dangerous to wildlife and to humans. Meanwhile, we asked you guys, it's been about 50 to 48%.
Pretty split.
Yeah, kind of split throughout the morning, but to respond to one of our Sunrisers who just said the DNR doesn't care, they do want more research and more studies done before they even make a statement on the matter.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a cost difference between like lead firearms or lead ammunition and non-lead or something like that. If there's stuff to be considered like that as well. That can make a difference for some people.